Last but not least, Pisces. Okay, this is going to be a reading for all of my Pisces and my heavy 12th house stellium folk. Okay, so we are in Pisces season when I'm recording this, but this is a timeless reading, so please take it how it resonates. Happy birthday to all the Pisces. Let's hop in. So we have some channeled messages, and please note that this first half will be on Instagram, second half will be on YouTube if you'd like to go. Link is in my bio. So we have love life focus. Some of you guys, if you have your own oracle deck, this will be a really good, time frame to pull oracle messages for yourself, like in the morning or at night, like just kind of getting into the routine if you have a deck you haven't touched in a while. I just say that because a lot of the people who watch this and people that I work with have their own decks, so that's just for some of you, but there's a love life focus. So I want to see what the love life focused is. And it's be your best friend. And I love the dual nature because Pisces, you guys are the two fish. And so it's like, there's always a spiritual aspect. And I don't mean this as like you meditate or that you go to yoga. Your spiritual, when I personally say spiritual aspect, I'm talking about your soul, it could be your art. It could be your relationship with the divine, your relationship with God, however you interpret that, Pisces. But there's always going to be this part that like not everyone gets. I'm just hearing like, and the more you're okay with that, you become like your own best friend, and it's like your love life just ascends. Like there's always going to be a part of Pisces that people just don't freaking get. Like, and even tapping into Pisces energy, I'm a Pisces rising, and I understand that like there's some things that are just for me. And there's some things that like a Pisces energy, not everyone's just going to understand. Like you could have like your crystals or your things or your books, and it's like, it could be frustrating when you're trying to get other people to understand it, to co-sign it. And maybe you're not like saying, hey, please validate me. It's not like that, but it's like you guys are coming from such a pure place that the divine's wanting you to focus on those other aspects of yourself, as well as the parts that you feel comfortable sharing. And it's really going to bring in like this, like, because Pisces lives in their own world. Like Pisces, come on, if you're a Pisces, like you be having your own world and your own thoughts, and this is not a bad thing, but everything has a dual nature. So you might know a Pisces who's has an addiction, or a Pisces who's been caught up in some stuff, because it can feel so good to be in a good energy for a Pisces. That water energy is like Pisces just wants to feel good. And some people, when you bring the drama, when you bring all this stuff, it's like, don't you understand? I'm just vibing over here. So if you find yourself Pisces in a state where you're like, you know what? It might just be me, myself, and I rocking with it. Like, it's okay, because it's going to feel better than how you've been feeling before. And we have to open your third eye. So yeah, like you need time. It's like Pisces needs time with their third eye to just freaking chill and just like, I'm going within. And it's like, if you're on the same wavelength, cool. But if you're not, you might be like, where's Pisces? What's Pisces doing? Like, they're kind of like on this kick. No, it's not a kick. It's just where Pisces is at. Okay. So I want to see what's being released. Excuse me, for my Pisces. We have the Virgin, and the Virgin archetype is like very your opposite. It's Virgo. It's like what people expect from you. And it's like the parts of yourself that people might perceive you differently. And Pisces is one of those signs that mirrors people. So Pisces, with the duality and the fish, people might perceive you one way, and that's not all of me. Like it could be like people perceive you sexually, or people perceive you spiritually, or people perceive you as just a mom, and it's like Pisces needs some space to be perceived in your own light. But I can't take up all this time. We're going to look up the rest of what's coming in for Pisces and like how to master this energy on my YouTube. If this is where I leave you, thank you so much for rocking with me, and I'll see you. So this is part 2. So what I'm sensing for Pisces is it's like with the Virgin archetype, it's like Pisces can come off as very innocent and like very like, what's the word? Sometimes whimsical, or, you know, pixie dream girl. Like, and for males, sometimes this could mean like just how you're perceived with this innocence, but it's not the whole story. So Pisces right now, it's like the Virgin act. And I'm not saying it's an act, but like maybe people perceiving you as like, oh, Pisces is always like this. It's kind of distancing yourself from how people perceive you in ways you don't like. And with you have the rescuer. This is also what's a blockage. And you see how it's at sea? Pisces, you guys are comfortable. Like Scorpio is comfortable underneath the sea because Scorpio is a water sign and Scorpio looks at the depths and the emotions. So you could be connecting with Scorpios more lately. You could be understanding people's cold nature. But with Pisces, you see how she's out to sea? Pisces is out to sea. It's almost like Pisces is the sea. And Pisces could be on the boat. Pisces could be the fish. Pisces kind of rules over the ability to kind of morph into whatever you perceive yourself as. Pisces is a very spiritual sign. And because this is the rescuer represents kind of being there for everyone else, especially in the Virgin energy here. And the Virgin energy is kind of like the innocence, like, oh, I have to help everyone else, you know, or not being able to connect to people because they just don't perceive that part of you. So right now, if I was going to say one blockage or something that could be released at this time is feeling, it's almost like Pisces needs some distance. And this is not necessarily like right now. And Deepak Chopra just came in my head. So if some of you guys listen to Deepak Chopra, this is a good time to look up some of his content. It could be a message for you. It could be a book. But the thing about the rescuer spirit is like Pisces, when you're around people, because your energy is so, I almost want to say it's like transcendental. Pisces is the closest thing to the last cycle of reincarnation. So Pisces is ascended past a lot of like human desires. Like you could have, it's not about that you don't want money, you don't want success, but it's like the things that you naturally desire, people are not going to understand all the time. And sometimes when you are available to everyone, it's almost like this rescuer energy where it puts you in a vulnerable state because you're helping everyone else. And it's not even like you need to help yourself. It could feel like that, like you need to rescue yourself. But in reality, the way the energy is coming off, it's like you just need time with yourself. You need, Pisces can also rule over time alone and isolation. And it can come off that way when it's in a low state. But when it's in a high state, it's being your own best friend and getting into those things. And like, I'm seeing that like the connection between you and you becoming stronger. The connection between you and your interests growing. And kind of like everything else and everything that everyone else needs all the time kind of becomes a little bit of background noise in this season. I'm hearing for the next 3 to 4 months. And the energy that's coming in is we have the pioneer. And if you look really closely, it's like a light bulb, but in the middle there's a heart. And the heart looks like it's been carved into the glass. And it's almost like your heart energy is like a light, literally a light. And it's a light for others. It's a very, very bright aura. And it needs to consistently shine for itself for the sake of being light. And other people might benefit from the light, but it is not for everyone else. And I feel like when Pisces, when that is apparent to you, it's the pioneer spirit. It's like life path 1 energy. It's the energy of like, if you don't know your life path, you should look it up. You don't need your birthday. I mean, you just need your birthday, I believe. But you don't need to know like when you're born. It's one of the easiest ones to look up. But it's like your soul's going to gravitate to the right places, the right people, the right things. And you'll see that like the things that you went through, rescuing everyone else, being there for everyone else. And it's like people can no longer take advantage of that. Because you see how the hearts are kind of surrounding the Virgin spirit? She's going like this. She's like covering up her energy because it's like wherever she is, it's just like so intoxicating. Almost like the Virgin energy is like, wow, you've never experienced this. It's like people are drawn to you, Pisces, right now. They're drawn to you, the things about you. But it's like you can be a light and you can pioneer and you can be revolutionary, but you don't have to do it for other people. You can do it for yourself. And then whatever light you have left, then you can give it. Then they benefit from it, but you're not doing it for them. There's a huge difference between that. There's a huge difference between that with your peace of mind, with your healing. with birthing something new. Something new is taking root, and it's very, very beautiful. And Pisces, it might take some time of isolation to realize how great you are when you get an outside perspective of being just separated for a while. But once you hit that state of bliss, you're going to notice more people are kind of gravitating towards you, but it won't feel as heavy. It will feel like, oh yeah, this is kind of what happens for me because I'm pretty great and that's okay. So Pisces, this is your reading. Thank you so much for rocking with me. If you'd like to book a personal reading, all of my information is down below. If you'd like to join my moon group, that's also below. I send out 2 free emails a month with the energy forecast, and I'll see you guys in the next video.